Hello everyone and welcome back to W13 Universe. I'm your host Jitch. Raw is in Los Angeles, California once again. And it is championship night on Raw.
Championship. Please welcome the special referee for this match. From Greenwich, Connecticut, weighing 234 pounds, Shane McMahon.
A very special article was put out on WWE.com last night from the Raw General Manager, Miss McMahon, interview in which he said that in regards to Championship Night tonight, he has his best interest at heart for every championship match, which is why he has decided that whilst most matches will be simply down to fate, he didn't want anything going wrong in tonight's Light Heavyweight Championship match, so he has decided that Shane McMahon will be the referee to ensure that things are called fairly. Of course, I think everyone knows exactly what's going on here tonight. I wish Zack Ryder the best of luck in this matchup against R-Truth here tonight. He has got a bit of a storied past when it comes to Shane McMahon and the Light Heavyweight Championship. McMahon did everything in his power to take that championship away from Zack Ryder. It was unsuccessful over and over again, and what do you know, here we are tonight. Zack Ryder defending the title against R-Truth. Shane McMahon's got to be front row and center, the man who decides exactly what even goes on in this match. It'll be very interesting to see what happens in our main event tonight. This could be a very big night for the crew, Booker T and R-Truth, as Truth competes in this Light Heavyweight Championship match to kick off the show, but in our main event, Booker T gets his first ever World Championship opportunity when he goes one-on-one with Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. This is a match we have never seen before. We don't know exactly who the favorite is when those two collide. It's a very unusual matchup, to be honest. But that's going to be our main event. Booker T, Randy Orton, WWE title on the line. I couldn't tell you what I think is going to go down. On paper, I want to say Randy Orton is generally the fan favorite. He is the choice to come out on top and win the to retain the WWE Championship. But Booker T has a huge opportunity here tonight. Him and R-Truth could both be walking out with 2 of the 3 singles championships here on Monday nights. Those that maybe don't know, don't remember, whatever the case is, tonight on Monday Night Raw as well, we've got the Intercontinental Championship on the line. Wade Barrett challenging The Miz one-on-one. This all comes from weeks and weeks back. The Miz winning the Intercontinental Championship that was brought here to Monday night after Miz got rid of the previous Intercontinental Championship, which was property of ECW. So we come forward to tonight, where The Miz goes one-on-one with Wade Barrett, who has proposed last week on Raw that he become the leader of the core. A tag team currently exists of Justin Gabriel and Heath Slater. He has proposed that Justin Gabriel comes out tonight, be in the corner of Wade Barrett, and help him overcome The Miz. He says they've got one mutual enemy, one goal in mind, and he will do whatever it takes to make the core more memorable than the Nexus ever was. Of course, the Nexus, for those that maybe don't remember, back in 2009, was a trio that consisted of the leader Wade Barrett as well as Justin Gabriel and David Otunga, and it was really Gabriel that was the standout of the 3, which I think was something that always got to Wade Barrett. So it's interesting that here tonight he's trying to once again become the leader of the core, a group that Justin Gabriel is clearly the front man of, and he's really trying to take Gabriel's spot once again and make a new Nexus, pretty much. Obviously, previously, David Otunga, as I said before, was in the Nexus, but replacing him with Heath Slater, Barrett is confident this will be a much better version known as the Core, and he is confident that he can take over that group. It'll be interesting to see if he's able to get Justin Gabriel on his side tonight. We know Gabriel and Miz, they've got their history, they've got their issues, and that might genuinely be enough to persuade Justin Gabriel to actually go, you know what, yeah, I will help you tonight. But it may not be for the matter of becoming the leader of the core. It may simply be because he wants someone else to be holding the Miz's Intercontinental Championship. We've also got the Women's Championship on the line tonight. Tiny Shiny looking to reclaim the Women's Championship that she won almost a year ago and lost in her first title defense to Karma, after having won the championship from, I think, Karma? No, I don't think she won from Karma. I don't honestly remember. But, almost 1 year in the making, Tiny Shiny competes for the Women's Championship here tonight against Kelly Kelly. Should be an interesting matchup. She already has a singles victory over Kelly Kelly walking into tonight's Women's Championship match. And a lot of people believe that Kelly Kelly's Women's Championship victory leading into Over the Limit, it was all a fluke. Everything to do with Kelly Kelly's uprising has been a fluke, and that she is undeserved to be at the top of the women's totem pole. We'll find out tonight. Tiny Shiny can immediately take her off of that if maybe Natalya just wasn't fit to become women's champion just yet.
The kick connects.
Also to come tonight, following this matchup here tonight, the World Tag Team Championship on the line. Initially, the Disciples of Darkness could have been facing off against the Legacy, Cody Rhodes, and Ted DiBiase, but they were successful in defeating those two last week on Raw. They also earned the privilege here tonight to choose the stipulation for their matchup against Kevin Nash and Vader, the Powerhouse. And the Disciples of Darkness were very vocal about the kind of match that they wanted. They said, yeah, okay, those guys are taller than us, they're bigger than us, which is going to make this a little bit easier for them. But what better way to really show what we can do than in a TLC match? So a TLC match for the World Tag Team Championship here on Raw. That is our next match here tonight. The Powerhouse up against the Disciples of Darkness. One final time, you'd have to imagine. It's been a very lengthy rivalry between those two. Shane McMahon counting very slowly. I think he wants to ensure that Zack Ryder loses the Light Heavyweight Championship. Truth putting Zack Ryder through the announce table. Let's not forget, the Light Heavyweight title is actually a title that R-Truth debuted, again, coming on about a year ago. He won the Cruiserweight Championship on an episode of SmackDown. Oh no, he won it at Hell in a Cell back in October. And almost immediately changed the Cruiserweight Championship to the Light Heavyweight Championship as he wanted to welcome more opposition his way as the champion. That championship has remained ever since Truth brought it in.
Nice dodge there.
Despite the fact that Truth lost that championship almost immediately.
Shoulders down, championship on the line. Hold on, where's he going?
Almost a pay-per-view worthy episode of Raw here tonight. Some really important championship matches all across the board.
Come on, ref, do your job.
Shane McMahon reluctant at counting this match out. He really doesn't want to see this one end on a countout.
Does the referee know there's a match going on?
I'm calling it now. Zack Ryder is not walking out of this match with his championship intact if Shane McMahon can help it. And Shane McMahon can help it because he's the referee.
And he dodges that one.
This is not a favorable match for the Light Heavyweight Champion, who looks to be in control here. Maybe looking for the Rough Rider. Got it. Didn't exactly get much of a running start on it, but he got it. Going in for the cover. Is Shane McMahon going to count the pin clean? That's the question. A little bit of hesitation there, but that was simply a 1 count. Credit where due. That definitely wouldn't have been 3, no matter how quick Shane counted. Well, I don't know about no matter how fast. Look at the hesitance there to even count the 1. Very symbolic position for Shane McMahon to be in after Brian Pillman was the special referee for Zack Ryder and Shane McMahon's collision at Over the Limit. And a lie detector by R-Truth. As the contender goes in for the cover, Shane McMahon went a very quick 1 in comparison to the counts he's been giving Zack Ryder. Here we go again, and again the hesitance by Shane McMahon. There is definitely a difference in speed, a favorite at hand here, if you will, for this Light Heavyweight Championship matchup. Will Shane McMahon call for the bell if R-Truth is to submit? That's the question. You're going to have to find out, because Truth was able to fight his way out of that one. Are we going to see? No? Okay. Maybe we were going to see the little Jimmy
He's in position, ready to strike.
Now we could see it. R-Truth. Little Jimmy. So that's the friend he yells at when he's making his entrance. And here's the cover. And did you see how quick Shane McMahon's arm went to come down for that too? My God. Really doing everything in his power to make sure that R-Truth comes out with that light heavyweight championship. At first I wasn't entirely certain, but now I'm seeing it. A little bit of a slower count there by Shane McMahon. Interesting. His speed seems to have changed.
Quick thinking to avoid that.
In the corner goes Zack Ryder, R-Truth. Quick cross body. Flattens Ryder in the corner as he has a cover by Truth once again. And oh my God. I can't get over the speed in which that man is trying to count some of these pins.
He drops the elbow.
Zack Ryder has really stayed on top of his game to keep kicking out.
Nice reversal.
It's very clear to me that there is definitely a favorite for who Shane McMahon wants to win this match. I know, a shocking revelation there.
Title on the line.
I mean, Ryder can barely even get a 1 count. Truth just kicks out because Shane McMahon has taken such a long time to even count to 1.
Nicely avoided there.
In the corner goes Ryder, and a crossbody by R-Truth brings him down.
All of that one.
Truth going in for the cover. Is this going to be enough? Oh my God. Zack Ryder is definitely not hesitating. Some people use the 2 count as a way to get like a rest period to kind of catch their breath a little bit on the floor, if you will. Zack Ryder can't risk that.
With the title on the line.
He knows that if he lays on that floor, if he tries to get a moment's rest, a moment to just quickly recover whilst being pinned, this match is going to end before his very eyes. Shane McMahon is doing everything in his power to count as quick as possible. R-Truth gonna go for okay, very nice. I believe that was a Frankensteiner.
Ryder's got him tied up.
Zack Ryder. He did the thing. His knee kind of touching his ear. And here's a very slow count by Shane McMahon, but they had to count the pin. Zack Ryder is still light heavyweight champion, and that was a very reluctant count by Shane McMahon. He did not want to count that 3 count, and he's already out of there. Shane McMahon not even sticking around to hand the title to Zack Ryder. He was frustrated, but Truth was down and out, and he had to accept that. Zack Ryder, still the light heavyweight champion. I gotta give credit where it was due. R-Truth put on a great performance here tonight, but even with the disadvantage thrown against Zack Ryder, this man continues to excel as undoubtedly one of the greatest who have ever held that championship. He has held that title 3 times, 2 times as the Cruiserweight Championship, first time as light heavyweight champion, and I gotta tell you, he is really going to go down in history as one of the best who have ever held it. From being the first man to have held it to this day, he has honestly just continued to impress. As we move towards our next match, World Tag Team Championship on the line, TLC, Kevin Nash, Vader, the Power Trip up against, I think I called them the Powerhouse earlier, whoops, up against the Disciples of Darkness, World Tag Team titles, TLC. You don't want to miss it. Well, the Disciples of Darkness have had a great uprising story since debuting on Raw a year ago. They finally captured the World Tag Team Championships just under 2 weeks ago, I believe it was, back at Over the Limit. But here tonight, they face a very tall task. They have got to defeat, okay, guys that they have defeated more than once, as a matter of fact. But this was a bold move on their part to make this a TLC match, if you ask me.
The challengers, the man they call Vader and Kevin Nash, the Power Trip.
The Power Trip are a very feared duo on Raw. This is one of those combinations that you look at, and honestly, just as much as you love seeing these guys team together, you can't help but imagine how catastrophic a match between them would be should they ever split. These guys are going to be undoubtedly a Hall of Fame tag team if they can keep up the chemistry between them. However, it is exactly that calls to question how solid of a tag team these guys can actually be. As there has definitely been some lack of communication between them, some issues developing amongst Kevin Nash and Vader, as we are constantly hearing week in, week out how Vader is the weak link of these two. Back over the limit, he really proved that when he failed the team. They lost the World Tag Team Championship. Kevin Nash has actually gone on record to say, "I entirely blame Vader." Hello and welcome to what is definitely not take 3 of this match. My enthusiasm is completely unmatched to how it was in definitely not part 1 or 2 of the attempts at this match. As you can tell, your trusty commentator really enjoys the AI in this game. He really enjoys watching random endings that make no sense because they just go for the title out of nowhere and win. He really enjoys watching a lack of selling. He really enjoys no spots, nothing memorable, just a throwaway tag match where a guy just climbs a ladder and gets a title really quickly. It's very, very fun. This match was a great decision. I do not at all regret putting this one as TLC. It has been riveting. I can almost definitely, certainly, maybe tell you that this match will go about 4 minutes and someone will just get a title. The other member of a team will be fucking around with the other member of the team, whilst the guy who's been fighting with the guy who's going for the title will stand by and literally watch the opponent retrieve the title, and it will happen in about 3 minutes time. Max. It might happen sooner. There are no regrets in this man. He does not regret booking a TLC match. Nope. I'm having fun. If I'm talking a little strangely, it's definitely not because I'm looking at my phone for lack of interest in this match. Because I've definitely not seen this match play out 2 times already and end in the exact same anticlimactic, shitty way. I love WWE 13. And you know what I love more than that? I love spamming on another series when WWE 13 Universe. When? That is a good question. I believe the answer to that question is about 8 years ago when WWE 13... What in the fuck? Alright, no matter what happens in this match, this one's going up. This one's going up because I want to show that off. Alright, here we go. Vader's just going to climb the ladder and win. Nemesis is just going to climb the ladder and win. They're not going to do anything about it. Yeah, Kevin Nash is just going to watch. Okay. I guess not. He's just going to strike Nemesis and then leave him up there. Something weird just happened there to Nemesis. Hey, we're about a minute away from the result, if not less. Kevin Nash got his hands on the championship. I'm taking whatever happens in this match, no matter how shitty the finish to this match is, and it almost definitely will be. I'm just going to take it. I don't care anymore. I'm sorry if this match sucks. But if you want to watch a good match, support my fucking TNA Universe series. You're not going to get a good match in WWE 13 that involves tag teams. To be honest, you're probably not really going to get a good match in general in this. I understand that TNA is not everyone's thing, but, you know, if you want to watch wrestling that bad, I do upload that series. don't just spam it with Where WWE 13. Maybe try watching it. I literally use WWE wrestlers to appeal to those people still, despite the fact that it's a different company. Just give it a chance. Okay, that's the ending. I mean, it was a stupid one, but it's the ending. I almost called it too. Both attempts at this match were 25.5 on the time. This one was 25 almost and a half. And it was once again, by the way, Vader that let down the tag team of the Power Trip. Caught up with Jetstar, had a perfect opportunity to stop Nemesis from retrieving the title, but he failed once again in helping his tag team partner. This, to me, was a big mistake on Vader's part once again, and I gotta think for Kevin Nash, patience is gonna start running thin with his tag team partner sooner than later. The Disciples of Darkness have made the Power Trip look like pushovers for the last few weeks, and I gotta wonder how much longer Kevin Nash is going to be able to put up with Vader's shortcomings. As we move towards our next match of the night, the Women's Championship on the line, Tiny Shiny is up against Kelly Kelly.
Jacksonville, Florida. She is the WWE Women's Champion, Kelly Kelly.
Let's hope that Kelly Kelly is ready to defend that Women's Championship. Tiny Shiny is determined, motivated, has been pursuing that title for a long time since losing it. And here tonight, I have a feeling she is going to get right in the face of Kelly Kelly and do everything within her power to take that title back. Almost a year after losing the championship in the first place to Karma, who is a long gone part of Tiny Shiny's story now. Yeah. And we wait. I always hate how long custom people take to load, because it makes the whole experience just really awkward for a moment.
And her opponent, accompanied by Nightmare, representing the Disciples of Darkness from the United States.
Well, it looks like following his previous match, Nemesis has decided to get a first row experience for tonight's Women's Championship match, which is rather interesting to say the least. We've never really seen any association between Tiny Shiny and the Disciples of Darkness, but he is remaining at ringside for this Women's Championship match. In the corner of Tiny Shiny, perhaps the latest disciple into the darkness. E is the letter that comes after D. Bet you didn't know that. Alright, so this one's underway, and already a bulldog from Kelly Kelly. As I say, Nemesis clearly involved in this match at ringside. That could greatly affect the outcome of this match. Still to come tonight following this one, we got the Intercontinental Championship on the line. Wade Barrett faces off against The Miz. But where will Justin Gabriel stand? Will he remain out back, or will he come to ringside in a hope to help Wade Barrett dethrone the current Intercontinental Champion, The Miz? And will it pay off? Can them working together even be enough to defeat The Miz in this current state? The Miz is one of the greatest champions we have seen since the inception of this business, starting things off in 2009 with the Intercontinental Championship victory. Starting things off with the Intercontinental title victory, The Miz went on to become WWE Champion, first ever WWE Tag Team Champion, first ever Triple Crown champion, and is now a second Intercontinental champion. A 3-time WWE Tag Team champion, as a matter of fact. And claims that that one WWE title reign we saw will not be the only one we ever see from The Miz, who is also one of few people to say they have won the Money in the Bank ladder match, which at the moment has a 100% success rate for successful cash-ins and becoming world champion. From Jack Swagger becoming world heavyweight champion to Sheamus becoming world heavyweight champion to The Miz becoming WWE champion. That one has not failed a cash-in yet.
She's looking to get out of here.
Not unlike the Royal Rumble, which has also got a 100% success rate. Both Christian winning the 2010 Royal Rumble, going on to become WWE champion, and Batista winning the 2011 Royal Rumble and going on to defeat Brock Lesnar.
Silva has the arm.
I gotta tell you, Tiny Shiny may not even need any help from Nemesis in this one. She is absolutely annihilating Kelly Kelly right now, coming off the top with a moonsault. Nemesis got to be careful here. He can get Tiny Shiny disqualified if he lays a hand on Kelly Kelly. He's got to keep things separate. He's got to understand he can only be here for a more moral support. At most, he can distract the referee, but if he so much as touches Kelly Kelly, he can get her disqualified. And you can get her in a headlock for a second just to try and hold her back. But if he hits her with a move in any way, a strike, a suplex, a DDT, even like an eye rake, something, you know, anything, that is a disqualification. So much as, I believe once Justin Gabriel got Brie Bella disqualified for simply grabbing the foot of an opponent at ringside.
And there's an elbow drop. Kelly squeezing down on the head.
Kelly got Tiny Shiny by the head, but Tiny Shiny fighting back, and she looks to become a she looks to become a 2-time women's champion. To say it's roughly a year in the making. It's been a long time since Tiny Shiny has held the women's championship, but she is a former women's champion.
And Kelly gets dropped.
Striking away at the face of Kelly Kelly as Tiny Shiny hits the flippy leg thing that they do. Stomps on the arm.
Kelly's in trouble.
Say Kelly is in trouble. I was about to say, like, this has been such a one-sided matchup. Kelly Kelly has barely stood a chance so far.
Kelly's Silva.
And,
Move by Silva.
big takedown there by Tiny Shiny. I haven't been given a name for that one yet.
Shoulders down.
Goes in for the cover, but nope, not able to capture the Women's Championship off of that one. Could we be just a simple 9-2-5 away from a new Women's Champion? That's the question on my mind right now. Side suplex. Kelly Kelly looking to be in serious trouble. Tiny Shiny putting up a way better fight than Talia did back at Over the Limit.
Oh, wait, nice reversal.
Perhaps too much of a fight. Ooh, nice DDT by Tiny Shiny. Uh-oh. She's looking for the 9-2-5. She did the hand thingy. And here it comes. 9-2-5. There it is. Is that going to be enough to get the job done? Perhaps wasted a little too much time there. Is the cover on Kelly Kelly. Tiny Shiny is a 2-time women's champion. Alright. There you have it. That was almost no struggle at all. This is a woman who's defeated Karma more than once, though. Let me remind you. Tiny Shiny has captured her second Women's Championship, and I'll tell you what, if she is a part of the Disciples of Darkness, things are looking real up for that group right now. Mrs. may have remained at ringside, but he seems to have vanished for the celebration. Tiny Shiny is the new women's champion. Oh, she didn't get the weird teeth like they normally do. That's good. Alright, well, we move now towards our next match of the night. The Intercontinental title is on the line. Will Justin Gabriel assist Wade Barrett in his attempt to dethrone The Miz and become Intercontinental Champion? No introduction needed, he is just too great. The Miz, the Intercontinental Champion, the first man in history to have held the Intercontinental Championship on SmackDown, and the first man in history to have held the Intercontinental Championship on Raw. Formerly the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion, however, thanks to The Miz, his best friend, who he remained close, tight friends with, until the very end, took that record as the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion before exiting the company with the former championship. We cannot talk specifically about the man that I am talking about here, the man who is the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion, but what we can say is that The Miz may overtake that record. But nonetheless, I will say, The Miz did show one thing, and that is that he's got very white fingernails, and that is that he is, actually, surprisingly, a very loyal man. The Miz at no point ever stabbed his friend in the back. In fact, he helped him keep that championship and leave. But here's the question on everybody's mind. Oh my god!
Introducing the challenger.
What?
Accompanied by Justin Gabriel. From Manchester, England, weighing 246 pounds, Wade Barrett.
Has Justin Gabriel given Wade Barrett the keys to the core? He is in his corner for this one. As I said before, this could simply be because Justin Gabriel wants to make sure that The Miz is not Intercontinental Champion coming out of this match. But I am genuinely shocked to see Justin Gabriel come out in support of the longest reigning European champion in history, Wade Barrett. That is the reason Barrett is here tonight competing for this Intercontinental Champion. He says he's the greatest European champion we've ever seen, and he will soon become the greatest Intercontinental Champion. He is rightfully due a shot after losing the title. He never got a rematch for the European title as it was taken over to SmackDown, where they degraded and turned it into a tertiary title. And now we see Wade Barrett trying to become Intercontinental Champion for the first time. Has he got what it takes? The man, a former United States champion, as well as a former European champion. Miz straight in on the offense. This is a WWE Championship caliber competitor. Whether you love or hate The Miz, he is known as one of the greatest to have set foot in a WWE ring right now.
He's putting those educated feet to good use.
So curious about our main event tonight, the WWE title on the line. Booker T, Randy Orton, just one match away. On paper, as I said before, I gotta give it to Randy Orton. He seems favorable, but Booker T went through some real obstacles to get to that WWE Championship match tonight, and I have a feeling that is going to be a great main event to close out Monday Night Raw. The title on the line. Miz watching on a big clothesline, takes down Wade Barrett. Plus Money in the Bank, the next pay-per-view, in line for the Raw Superstars. We'll be getting more ready for that in the coming weeks, as it is just 6 weeks away. Time to start finding out who will be competing in the Raw Money in the Bank ladder match. As we know, there is a Raw Money in the Bank ladder match and a SmackDown Money in the Bank ladder match. ECW will not be taking part at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, but you can look forward to ECW's first ever pay-per-view in just 5 weeks' time, 1 week before Money in the Bank, when they host Judgment Day. Monday Night Raw's got 5 weeks to find 6 men that are ready to compete in the Money in the Bank ladder match. I can't wait to see who's going to be in it and who's going to be the 4/5 men to hold the Money in the Bank briefcase, and will they continue to keep the 100% success rate alive?
Into the headlock. Big elbow. Wade Barrett controlling the head. Look out! Headbutt. The quick kick. And again the feet fly. Into the tie-up. Who's going to get the upper hand?
I'll say this has been a pretty fairly contested match so far between Wade Barrett and The Miz. I personally don't know if I have a favorite between these two. Statistically speaking, I think they're both pretty great superstars. I will say The Miz is far more accomplished. Wade Barrett has proven that he can be a great part of groups from the Nexus to the United Kingdom. I think Wade Barrett would be a great asset for the core. It's just the fact that he wants to be the leader of the core that I think could really affect things with Justin Gabriel. If Gabriel is willing to hand over the reins and answer to Wade Barrett for the second time in his career, then no doubt about it, Wade Barrett is the guy that I think should be in charge of the core, but I'm just not sure that's something that Justin Gabriel really wants. Although I can't exactly speak for Justin Gabriel.
King, how can you not be impressed with The Miz?
It's not that I'm not impressed with his actions in the ring. It's his ego I have a problem with. It's so big it needs its own zip code.
Why did that actually make me laugh? I've heard that line so many times.
What can Wade Barrett do to win this one, King?
After all of these shots to the head, I've got a feeling that
Soup's going to be on his diet for the foreseeable future.
And there's the hole, but the ref doesn't see it.
Justin Gabriel already paying off in the corner. I'm really interested to see how this match plays out. I can't stress enough how intense of a match this one is. Serious implication. We've seen a championship change hands here tonight on Monday Night Raw, this championship edition of Raw. All the gold of Monday nights on the line in one spectacular night. Miz making Wade Barrett bleed, and that is a sight Justin Gabriel is all too familiar with. He has felt the relentless assault of The Miz, the Intercontinental Champion, firsthand.
Very intelligent is Barrett. He game plans before every one of his matches. Wade Barrett now in very dire straits. Wade Barrett is extremely dangerous with his fist. Wade Barrett controlling the waist. Got out of the way of that one.
This is a grueling championship match. Nobody wants to lose this opportunity.
Into the corner goes Wade Barrett. The Miz looking for something big from the top rope. Justin Gabriel may not be able to help Wade Barrett here, as The Miz is continuing to remain in control despite the distractions from Gabriel. Straight to the back of the head, and The Miz in control once again. Referee arguing with Justin Gabriel, who was trying his best to maintain at ringside.
Hard kick to the ribs.
What's The Miz looking to do now? Oh! Signature move of The Miz there, a very standard move. Clothesline into the corner. When I say signature, I don't mean literally a signature move, like getting ready for his finisher. I mean, like, that is vintage Miz. Wade Barrett on top, striking away at the face as he has busted The Miz open. Seems to have motivated The Miz though. We're very quick to get to his feet there, as both superstars in this Intercontinental Championship match are now bleeding. Strikes from Wade Barrett. Snapmare takedown. Barrett elbow to the back of the head of The Miz. Barrett with a kick to the midsection, and ooh, bloody head on bloody head with that headbutt.
out a way to get
Is he
to
going to
his
be able
base
to
and
force a
take the hold.
submission out of the Miz? Miz back to his feet, takes down Wade Barrett. Intercontinental Champion continues to put up a fight against the longest reigning European champion.
This is a sickening assault.
Great Intercontinental Championship match here tonight. Wade Barrett really showing his best, whilst Miz continuing to impress as one of the greatest the WWE has ever seen. I will continue to say that until proven wrong. Wade Barrett. Oh, Miz shoves him off. Referee continues to argue with Justin Gabriel. They only have a 3-strike rule, and I believe, yep, that's been in effect there. Justin Gabriel has been kicked from ringside. It looks like the little help from Gabriel hasn't exactly paid off. What is the Miz looking to do here? I've never seen anyone do this before. What is he doing? Miz superplex under the outside. My God. I tell you, the Miz just lately, he's been getting more and more vicious since coming here to Raw, since flying solo. We saw the Misfits be a big part of the last year over on SmackDown. The WWE Championship reign of the Miz, the whole championship takeover. But this new Miz seems to fly solo, and he seems to do a real good job of it. Wade Barrett could be counted out. He has not moved since that superplex to the outside. That was a devastating impact on that thin padding, pretty much landing on concrete. I don't think Wade Barrett's going to be able to make it back into the ring. Fans trying to rally him up. Some people really want to see the Miz lose the Intercontinental Championship, but Barrett has not moved. The Miz, very proud in the ring, standing tall, and it looks like, yeah, this one ends in a countout. Wade Barrett is out cold. Someone might need to go out there and check on him. The Miz, a defiant way to retain the Intercontinental Championship. I gotta say, you know, it may not have been the flashiest of finishes, but it definitely was devastating, and it further cements that The Miz is in for a very dominant reign as Intercontinental Champion. And in my opinion, I think he should strongly be considered a part of the 2011 Raw Money in the Bank ladder match at this rate. We'll move now towards our main event of the night, one I'm very, very curious to see the outcome of. Booker T, Randy Orton, WWE title on the line.
The following contest is for the WWE Championship.
There we go. In respective interviews with WWE.com, Randy Orton and Booker T were both asked if we will see any appearance from their teammates in this matchup. Booker was simply asked, will R-Truth participate in this match? Booker said that he is a man of respect and integrity when it comes to a match of this high of an importance. Despite the actions of the group back when they were led by Mark Henry, Booker T truly believes that if he's going to make it as a WWE champion, he's got to prove himself here tonight. The only chance you will have of seeing R-Truth come out here tonight in this WWE Championship match is if R-Truth feels that Booker T needs that backup if Randy Orton tries to pull a fast one over him. But otherwise, you can expect it. Randy Orton refused to comment on tonight's match, not taking Booker T seriously in the slightest when it came to this WWE Championship matchup. Randy Orton simply laughed off the fact that Booker T has never competed for a world championship in this business before, and after tonight, he certainly won't again. I'm very curious to see what happens in the payoff of this matchup. Randy Orton seems confident that Booker doesn't belong where he is right now. Booker T dressed in gold, very symbolic of tonight's WWE Championship opportunity. As I said before, a first time for Booker T. Could one time be all he needed to become WWE Champion? One shot. one opportunity to seize everything he ever wanted. This is a big one. Booker T has got a huge chance tonight. He is the man. His tag team partner, him and Truth's former ally, Mark Henry, is the ECW World Heavyweight Champion on Tuesday nights. He went on to become a World Champion. Can Booker reflect the success of their former leader and become a champion in his own right, the WWE Champion? This is a big fight field.
Introducing the challenger. From Houston, Texas, weighing 256 pounds, Booker T.
Thumbs up. I mean, fist up, not thumbs up.
And his opponent, from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing 245 pounds, he is the WWE Champion, the Viper, Randy Orton.
I'm gonna come completely clean with you guys. I actually, I'm very open to either outcome here. This isn't an opportunity I thought Booker T would get, but I'm very open to the possibility of him winning the WWE Championship. So I've left this one up to fate, as I have the entire show. I've been very open up to all of the outcomes here and seeing exactly what goes down. So I have just allowed this to happen. Whatever happens, happens in this match. Booker T immediately taking control of Randy Orton. It's got to be a lot of pressure on the back of Booker T walking into this one, though. He's got to realize just how important tonight's match is. The opportunity that he has been handed. There's got to be that full-on insistency and desperation to just make it count.
Again, this one's for the most coveted prize in sports entertainment, the WWE Championship. The Viper squeezing down
The Viper.
A textbook suplex.
To his feet, Randy Orton. Not the kind of guy you want to take lightly. Booker T actually, at one point said, following his WWE Championship Contenders victory last week, he said Randy Orton has a little bit of a curse right now, and that curse is that he can't hold on to a World Championship for a very long time. If you look historically back at both of Randy Orton's World Heavyweight Championship reigns, they ended just as soon as they began. And that is true. Randy Orton won the World Heavyweight Championship, I believe at either TLC or Royal Rumble, one of the two, only to lose the championship at Elimination Chamber. He then won the championship at WrestleMania, only to lose the championship at Extreme Rules. He's at best had 1 to 2 months with each of his world title reigns, and maximum of 1 successful defense as a world champion. When Orton won the WWE Championship from John Cena at Over the Limit, I think a lot of people were shocked to see Cena's reign come to an end. We've been told that in regards to Money in the Bank this year, you can look forward to next week on Raw, a one-on-one collision that we have seen already, but we'll be seeing it once again next week on Raw. It's going to be incredibly high stakes. An all-out battle between Kane and John Cena will be for the first spot in the 2011 Raw Money in the Bank ladder match. Cannot wait to see what happens there. Also, coming your way next week on Raw, the Intercontinental Champion, The Miz, up against Justin Gabriel in a Money in the Bank qualifier. And, perhaps more importantly, some added bonus here. If Justin Gabriel can defeat The Miz, he will get an Intercontinental Championship match the very next week on Raw. So 2 things up for grabs for Justin Gabriel. However, if he loses, he will not be getting an Intercontinental title shot, and he will not be in Money in the Bank. So there is a lot to lose and a lot to gain for Justin Gabriel going into next week, but there's a little something to gain for The Miz too. 2 spots in the Money in the Bank ladder match will be determined next week on Raw. as we get close to just over a month away from a huge special event.
The Viper into the headlock. Booker T. Ouch. Booker T squeezing down on the head.
An incredible series of moves there. Nobody's budging an inch in this one.
Pretty crazy to think that either one of these two could be walking in to Money in the Bank holding the WWE Championship. Two superstars who I think are very deserving. I'll say ever since Booker T came onto the scene in late 2010, joining the crew, I've always felt he's made waves. I've always felt he was quite a significant standout. And I will admit, his only championship reign to date was the Intercontinental Championship, which he held for 2 days. But I think there's a lot of untapped potential in Booker T. We heard it straight from the horse's mouth, the leader of the crew, Mark Henry, that their goal as a group was simply to pick and choose their fights and hurt who they wanted. I'm sure there's some truth to the statement. There's definitely been proven truth to the statement. Mark Henry said that he could have won the WWE Championship at any point if he wanted. And he proved that when he beat the hell out of Stone Cold Steve Austin. He proved that he definitely could have won that WWE title from Austin any time he wanted if he had just gone for him, but they never crossed paths with the WWE title on the line. And perhaps the same can be said for Booker and Truth as well, as they could have won things should they have wanted to.
Orton escapes. Booker T acting on instinct right there. Whoa!
Interesting to see that neither Cody nor Ted, as well as R-Truth, have gotten involved in this match thus far. This has been a very clean one-on-one matchup between Booker T and Randy Orton. T has promised us that we won't see R-Truth unless R-Truth is absolutely needed in this matchup, which is to say, unless Booker T gets outnumbered, maybe Cody, Ted, or both come to ringside.
He knows exactly how to follow them up with one of the most devastating of moves.
Booker T. R-Truth was just on my brain there. Booker T busted open by Randy Orton. Orton going in for a roll-up attempt here as he looks to try and take a quick one over Booker T. Not going to happen, not in a match this important.
The WWE Universe hanging on every move.
I just can't get over the physicality of this match. This has been brutal.
This felt like a very important night of Monday Night Raw. Roll-up attempt here by Randy Orton on Booker T.
Man, this has been a great matchup.
Booker T controlling the head.
Oh my gosh.
What a match. The Viper into the headlock.
Strikes Booker T, Randy Orton. The WWE Champion continues to be in control. Been very impressive in this matchup, Randy Orton. Really dominated Booker T for a majority of the matchup.
Oh man, how do you beat an opponent that can do that to you?
Booker T squeezing down on the head.
Back and forth between these two. Randy Orton takes control. No.
Oh yeah, this could be
This one could be over as soon as it started. Randy Orton RKO absolutely flattens Booker T. Is this enough to retain the title? Booker kicking out. Booker kicks out of the RKO.
there's more in their arsenal. I promise.
He's not going to go down without one hell of a fight. He may never get this opportunity again, and he needs to make the most of it.
Booker T.
What a series! Nobody's backing down here.
Orton controlling the waist.
Randy Orton sticks Booker in the corner as he yet goes in for those big strikes to the face, but Booker shoves him off.
Punches. And that one hurt his hand.
Booker T has There's the headlock. Ouch. Booker T controlling the head. What a nasty elbow. Booker T controlling
Booker T.
What a kick that was. What a fierce
Ooh.
kick. And Randy takes a hard
Flying leg spinny.
Nice reversal there.
Nice move.
Orton's got him. A sick neck breaker. You hear how his leg connected? Here's the pin. Title on the line.
Wow, Randy keeps going for those pins and Booker just keeps on kicking out.
Painful kick. Bam.
Takes his leg out from under him. Booker T. Oh, yeah, Booker getting turned over here. Randy going in for a submission hold. Gonna try and squeeze the blood out the head of Booker T. Let it flow all up there. Booker fights back.
What sheer determination. Nice dodge there.
Nice dodge there.
That was a nasty landing.
Backdrop by Booker. Elbows to the shoulders. To say elbows. Elbows to the elbows. Don't think that would be a very nice collision for either of them.
Booker T. Into
Booker
the
T. Brings Randy into the corner. What's he going to do from here? Nothing. A running nothing. Roll up attempt by Randy Orton. Booker kicks out.
as he kicks out yet again.
That big strike by Randy Orton. He does that weird little spinny thing he does. Randy going in for the cover. Is he going to get that victory over Booker with a clothesline? No. I think it's going to take quite a big move, maybe a second RKO, to get Booker T down and out right now. He just keeps on fighting. He may not be in control for a majority of this matchup, but I'd say Booker T has shown some real determination. But perhaps it was too soon for this man to be challenging for the WWE Championship. Randy now. Oh, big knee to the incredibly busted open skull of Booker T.
Booker T from behind.
Was Randy thinking RKO, though? That is normally the follow-up to that knee drop. Ooh. Booker with a power slam. Shades of Randy Orton to Randy. That was a very fast kick. There's flying ass again.
Not today, too fast.
You can definitely see who is the more damaged in this match just looking at him. Randy almost just seems to be getting frustrated at the fact that Booker won't stay down. Booker crawls towards the rope, but he doesn't need to as he fights back. Randy Orton dropped down onto the mat. And Booker working the leg. Sends Orton back to his feet. The Viper.
Would you listen to this crowd show their appreciation for these amazing
Appreciation.
The Luthez press. And would you look at those shots?
Face of Booker T, Randy Orton in on the cover. He has done so much damage to the skull of Booker T. I can't imagine what kind of surgery Booker T is going to need for that wound, as it is just getting more and more opened up as this match goes on. This can't be safe. Maybe we'll see a bookend yet. Maybe we'll see a scissor. I mean, so, is it scissor or axe kick? I always thought he did a scissor kick, but eventually they changed it to an axe kick for some reason. It's how they swing the leg that makes the difference. Do they swing down on the back of their head with one leg, or do they catch it with both? I think he did a scissor kick in this one. But I guess we'll have a look, if he does it anyway. I don't know if he'll get the chance to. Randy Orton is beating the hell out of him. Like I say, I respect the fight that Booker has put up, but maybe enough is enough already at this point. I don't think he's getting anywhere. Wait a second. Booker showing shades of Randy Orton, who is not answering to his... Oh my god! Not answering to his call, and... Okay, Randy.
That Irish whip was delivered with tremendous aggression.
I think he was playing possum there as he goes in for a cover attempt here. Booker managing to still kick out. Credit where due.
Oh, the elbow connects. I bet they could hear that one up in the rafters.
I'm nuts how long this match has gone on for, and the fact that despite, no matter how much, I mean, Randy is resorting to some real violent stuff at this point, just to try and take Booker T out of this match. Oh boy. Backbreaker by Randy. That's gotta be it, surely. Booker T has taken so much damage at this point. He is still kicking out. What is he doing? Booker T running to the top. What? A distraction attempt by Booker T. Oh, Jesus. Another RKO. That's gotta be it. That has to be enough. Booker T has taken so much punishment, and Randy Orton is still your WWE Champion. I want to say Booker T really proved himself tonight, but Randy even showing Booker a sign of respect simply for the amount of fight that Booker T put up in this main event matchup. I mean, you gotta give credit where it's due. I don't want to say that Booker T proved he belonged in the WWE Championship division tonight, because honestly, he got annihilated for almost 15 minutes. But the amount he kicked out of, the amount of determination, he's so nearly there. I think sooner than later, Booker T could one day be holding a WWE Championship of his own. But for now, Randy Orton is still your WWE Champion, and I thank you all for watching this episode of Monday Night Raw. Make sure to tune in tomorrow night on ECW as Booker's former leader, Mark Henry, makes waves as the brand new ECW World Heavyweight Champion continues his path of destruction.